Namaskaraha. Welcome to Jyotishshaastram channel. My name is Archana Murthy. Welcome to our new series Jyotish Parichayaha or Orientation into Jyotishshaastram. This deals with understanding the basic terminologies. Now we are going to start with what is Nakshatram. You must have heard Nakshatram. It's a very common word. You would have heard in your household someone saying that their Nakshatram is Ardra Nakshatram, for instance. Or when a baby is born, you will be wondering how to name the baby based on the baby's nakshatra. Now, these are the various places you would have heard. So what does it exactly mean? Now let's think of it from our sages' perspective. Our sages, when they looked up in the sky and looked at all these various nakshatras, and they were able to name the word based on their characteristics or how they perceived it from the earth. Nakshatram in Sanskritam is derived as follows. Na ksharati iti nakshatram, arthat yasya ksharanam hrasaha va na bhavati, which means that which has little or no movement. So this is what our sages perceived when they looked at nakshatras. So we have another terminology now. Tara. What is Tara? Is it the same as nakshatra? Or can you use it interchangeably? Let's see.
Tara, or its English name star, represents one star, whereas Nakshatram represents a group of one or more stars with a pattern. It is called asterism in English. Can we call all group of stars as Nakshatram? No, there are a few conditions that need to be met. Let's take this example of a random group of stars that you see here and see if this qualifies to be called a Nakshatram. First question, does it have a pattern that is identified by our ancestors, and is there a name given to it? For instance, Revati, Arundhati, etc. Since we have picked a random group of stars, this doesn't have a recognized pattern. So this is not called an asterism and not called a nakshatram. Let's take an example of this group of 7 stars, Saptarishi or Big Dipper, that has a pattern and has been given a name. Next question would be, is this group on zodiac belt? Since this group is not on zodiac belt, it is not a nakshatram, but it is called an asterism. Finally, we will now consider the group of stars that has a pattern and a name given by our sages, and these are on the zodiac belt. Now, this is called an asterism and also called a nakshatram. To summarize, Nakshatram is a group of one or more stars with a recognized pattern on zodiac belt, whereas asterism is group of stars with a recognized pattern. So, all nakshatras are asterisms, but all asterisms are not nakshatras. As our terminologies are now clear, let's take a look at one of the wrong definitions of nakshatras that is floating out there on the websites and YouTube videos. On popular astrology websites and YouTube channels, it is mentioned that Nakshatram is derived from Naksha or map and Tara or star. So Nakshatram means star map. This is incorrect, as Naksha is an Urdu word and Nakshatram is a Sanskritam word. There is no connection whatsoever. That's why it is very important to know the meaning in Sanskritam, otherwise, we'll end up believing such absurd definitions. Here you see the solar system with the sun in the center and the planets revolving around it. The celestial sphere you see around the planets is the zodiac belt with the 27 nakshatras. The first nakshatra is Ashwini, then Bharani, Kritika, Rohini, Mrigashira, Ardra, Punarvasu, Pushya, Ashlesha. These are the first 9 nakshatras. The next 9 are Magha, Purva Phalguni, Uttara Phalguni, Hasta, Chitra, Swati, Vishaka, Anuradha, Jyeshtha. The last set of 9 nakshatras are Moolam, Purvashadha, Uttarashadha, Shravana, Dhanishta, Shatabisha, Purvabhadra, Uttarabhadra, and the last 27 nakshatra is Revati. Nakshatras have been mentioned in our Sanatana Dharma as early as in our Vedas. Here I take an example of one such shloka in Rig Veda and the slight variation of the same shloka which is mentioned in Yajur Veda as well. This shloka lists out the 27 nakshatras. I won't be pronouncing the shloka. Please understand that the shlokas and Vedas need to be chanted by a trained person and usually would be the product of the Guru Parampara. So, the shloka is purely for reference or for knowledge purposes noted here. The nakshatra names that we saw previously are mentioned in a very interesting and coded form. The following is how you can decipher the code to identify the nakshatra name in this shloka. Either by the first letter of the nakshatra name, or the last letter of the nakshatra name, or by the ending letter of the nakshatra's deity's name. These are the identification factors. Now let's take a few examples of these codes. Jau represents Ashwini. Ashvayujau is the deity. The last letter Jau is noted in the shloka. The second example, Dra identifies Ardra Nakshatram, which is last letter of the nakshatra name. Ro represents Rohini, first letter of the nakshatram, and so on and so forth. The rest two slides you can take a look as these are self-explanatory. Feel free to pause and look at these to understand the identification factors in this shloka of the remaining nakshatras. I find it very interesting and hence wanted to share with you all. Finally, in this episode, we will now take a look at the first 9 nakshatras, highlighting a few details such as shape, number of stars, deity, and the modern name. The first nakshatram is called Ashwini. This is a formation of 3 stars. The formation resembles a horse face Ashwa and hence the name Ashwini. The deity or the lord of the Ashwini nakshatram is Ashwini Kumaras. You need to know the lord of the nakshatram as we will see the usage when we understand Muhurta. Modern name for Ashwini is Beta Aritis. The modern name is given by English astronomers. Moving on, second nakshatram is Bharani. It comprises of 3 stars in the shape of yoni or female organ. The deity for Bharani is Yama. Modern name is 41 Aritis. The third nakshatram is Kritika. 6 stars in the shape of a weapon or razor. The deity is Agni. Modern name is Beta Tauri. Fourth nakshatram is Rohini. 5 stars in the form of a cart. Deity is Brahma. Modern name is Aldebaran. Fifth nakshatram is Mrugashira. 3 stars in the form of a deer's face. Deer, Mruga, face, Shira, hence Mrugashira. Deity is Chandra. Modern name is Lambda Orionis. Sixth nakshatram is Ardra. It is a 1-star nakshatram which looks like a gem. Deity is Rudra or Shiva. Modern name is Alpha Orionis. Seventh nakshatram is Punarvasu, 4 stars nakshatram that resembles a house. Deity is Aditi. Modern name is Beta Pollux. Eighth nakshatram is Pushya, cluster of 3 stars which looks like an arrow. Deity is Bruhaspati or Devaguru. Modern name is Delta Cancri. Ninth nakshatram is Ashlesha, 5 stars in the shape of a wheel. Deity is Sarpa or snake. Modern name is Zeta Hydrae. Here we end our first episode of Nakshatram. To conclude, we covered today meaning of Nakshatram in Sanskritam, understood Tara, Nakshatram and Asterism, incorrect meaning of Nakshatram, list of 27 Nakshatras, Nakshatra mention in our Vedas, and highlights of the first set of the 9 Nakshatras. In our next episode, we will highlight the details of the remaining 18 Nakshatras and some more interesting points about them. Do subscribe if you like the approach of this channel and if you would like to receive more such interesting videos.